and I want to talk about this because I think it's the only thing that I've seen from Pirate where I'm kind of like the rest of it, I'm like, okay, give him a pass. He's just passionate about the stuff and he thinks that he's right on it and that's okay and whatever. 7 to me is really bad. Okay, so here we go. He won't even talk to Ross. Correct. I think his position is disingenuous due to his comments about how this could be pushed through government. It's a bad direction. So we got this part first, and we'll get back to this is probably the most important part. We'll get back to it. It's a bad direction, removes validity from what the initiative is trying to do, portrays the process in an incorrect manner, and just builds sensationalism. Thinking that kind of language is okay puts him squarely on my not worth talking to list. And we'll get to this as well. These two together is something, as there are others that could have a more productive conversation. Louis Rossmann and Asmongold. So here's our 3 points that are really important here. Have much better takes on this, and actually try to engage with the issue in a measured way. Here we go. So this is why I think that this is probably the thing that I think maybe people should be focused on. Where I want to be reasonable to Piratesoftware, specifically maybe because he has such experience and because of his position within the industry and so on, he's earned you to listen to what he has to say, think about it, give him a chance, and if he's wrong, say, you know what? You're wrong, and I think you're pushing for something bad. That's fine. Like, you can be totally against him, but at least listen to what he has to say. That's my position. So when he says his position is disingenuous due to his comments about how this could be pushed through government, that's one slide he's talking about. So he's saying this person's disingenuous because of one slide where, and I agree with this, where I think Ross says this is going to be an easy win. I don't see that. Like, it might be a win, and I sure hope that it is. The issue with calling it an easy win is that there are big companies like Microsoft, even if it's just the game division, has at least some incentive to be involved in this because they have Blizzard, for example, which has WoW. All these big gaming industries, they have a reason to be concerned with changes like this that are pro-consumer rights and anti-company rights or anti-dev rights. To act like it's just going to be super easy, I agree. There's a little disingenuousness there, but the little is that you're being optimistic when I know that you should be a little pessimistic. That doesn't discount the entire thing. So when we say his position is disingenuous, we should be saying one little aspect of the way that he markets his position, and then we move on. It's a bad direction, removes validity from what the initiative is trying to do. Yeah, and I kind of agree. I think you should try to be clear in general, although, I mean, was it a good idea to say it in a more positive way, even though you might not fully feel that way, because it encourages more people to act in it? Like, okay, we can agree or disagree on that. Fine, fair. Portrays the process in an incorrect manner and just builds sensationalism. I don't love that way of framing it, potentially. Sure, fine. And that's right. And then he says, thinking that kind of language is okay puts him squarely on my not worth talking to list. So now we are boycotting conversations with the other biggest proponent of a thing that you care a lot about and that you want to have an impact on. And all of this to me is frustrating, okay? Clearly, I'm sure you can tell. The nail in the coffin, the final thing that is just crushing. Asmongold has a much better take on this and actually tries to engage in a measured way. You're telling me that Ross, who spent all of this time, all of this effort putting this together and pushing these directions, who's now has a FAQ out there that is like going over all the different criticism and is saying like, and if you want to have like input, whatever, you're telling me Asmongold is the reasonable, I don't want to talk to Ross. In fact, I won't even entertain Ross's position. In fact, Ross is disingenuous and a total whatever. And, like, I'm not even worth talking to. Never have him around. But Asmongold, you got to be kidding me.